What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. Thank you so much for visiting my channel again. Today is the 17th, which means that I am currently in my 16th day of fasting, and in this video I'm going to be speaking about yesterday, which was my 15th day of fasting. And truth be told, again, there's not too much to say at this point whilst I'm in the, third week of water fasting. Again, I pretty much gulped down as much water as I comfortably could in the morning, did my morning routine, brush your teeth, all that good stuff, and then I just went back to laying down and mellowing out and all that stuff until I had to do my usual day's routine at 2 o'clock. I will say though that I have realized a few things. Even though I myself am not starving, I'm not like hungry, I don't necessarily have any cravings or anything like that, I still find myself getting super nauseous when I smell, fried food, but fast fried food. Like if I'm home and the family is like, cooking up something, yada yada yada, I'm totally fine. It doesn't bug me. And you would think that would drive me crazy as, being home and just seeing everyone enjoy whatever, because, I'm from a Jamaican household, so the food is good. It's good, man. But, it's all good. I'm able to survive. Nonetheless, though, part of what I do at 2 o'clock involves a bunch of kids, and these kids love their after school snacks, and so they'll be eating like corn chips and Doritos and all that stuff, and for some odd reason it just drives me crazy. I just feel like I want to vomit the whole time that I'm driving. It's crazy. It's ridiculous, Additionally, yesterday was my beautiful baby niece's birthday, and so that was a bit exhausting for me, because again, I'm on a water fast. There's no food in my system, and I only have but so much energy to use at a time. So I complete this task from 2 to 5. I pick up my niece from school, I bring her home, I gotta make sure she has a little snack, this and that, do all the things you do, ensure kids are comfortable and take off their uniform and all that stuff when they get home. My sister, she was, her mom was in school, in class, in college. So I was watching her after all of this, and it's exhausting for me only because of the fact that I am on this fast, driving for those 2 to 3 hours and then getting my niece and having to watch her, and she's, and she just turned 3. So, she's at that age where she does not sit still. She has many demands. She's constantly hungry, and when she says she wants one thing and you bring it to her, she realizes, I don't want that. She's she's that little girl. She calls herself a princess. She is a princess, and I do spoil her, so I can't really, say anything about that, but such is life. But yeah, yesterday was her birthday, so definitely we had a multitude of her friends come over, my sister's friends, kids and whatever, come over, and they had cake. Anyone who knows me knows that my sweet tooth is impeccable. So, even though I wasn't, hungry or craving the cake per se, I just saw it and just thought, dang, I can't have none. But kudos to my sister. She cut a big old slice and, gave it to me and, just said, put it in the freezer, you can have it after the water fast. Obviously, I'm not gonna have cake like, the day after the fast is over. Probably won't have it till like after a week, goes by at the end of the fast. And who knows, I might forget that it's in the freezer. I don't know. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do after the fast. I know that my meat intake is changing dramatically. That's definitely changing for sure, Again, I'm still trying to figure out this whole vegan thing, if I am gonna be able to do that or not. Because my thing is, I am an extremist. So if I go vegan, I am likely the type to go raw vegan and just, survive on fruits and vegetables. And at that, me being who I am and feeling so good during this water fast, in respect to my body, aches and pains being gone, my acid reflux being essentially completely under control, my vocal cords being back to what I need them to be, just feeling so fantastic. There's a part of me that's afraid to, go back and eat some meat, to eat some sugar. Anyone who knows me knows that I love coffee. And coffee is something that both my voice specialist and my ENT specialist said, cut it out, if you're gonna keep singing for life. And so, there are a lot of definite changes that I have to make. So we'll see. I'm gonna figure it out as I go. Definitely vegetables and fruits are gonna become a major part of my diet, because I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love fruits and vegetables, I don't eat it as often as I didn't eat it as often as I should have to begin with. So it's possible that I was just my body was sort of falling into decline because of me, for one, getting older, in conjunction with me just not taking in any natural foods for my body to get some real nutrients and vitamins and essentials from. I remember I went vegan for a month and a half about 2 years ago. This was back when I first after I went to the hospital and found out that I had Bell's palsy for a few weeks. I just became obsessed with figuring out how to fix it. What can I change? Are there any dietary changes? And this was around the time where what's that documentary on Netflix, What's the Health, came out. And I saw everyone talking about it online, but I was like, I don't know what that is, and I really don't care. I'm not that dude to jump on the bandwagon of anything, But when I was looking up info that I can get, just get any kind of direction from, I guess because it happened to be the big talk at the time, Google suggested it. So I said, oh, okay, well, I guess I might as well watch it. It just so happens to be something I'm looking at. And in watching that, that documentary is very, it's very well done. It will absolutely change your mind from having meat and animal products in your diet. It's incredible. And so it just I think me watching that documentary in conjunction with me coming off of Bell's palsy, it just made my mind go, full force into trying this vegan thing, which I did. And I remember the first day, that first day I had celery and cucumber juice. I drank that in the morning, and throughout the day all I had was fruits and of course vegetables, carrots and things like that. When I tell you, I felt so good, I felt so energized. I was I was drinking a lot of ginger tea at the time, natural ginger tea that I would actually make, actually shred the ginger and boil and all that stuff. I had so much energy and I couldn't even fall asleep at night. And when I finally did fall asleep, I slept for 3 hours, but felt like I slept for days, And I was on that vegan diet for a month and a half, and I just remember being able to sing and hit my notes and not even have to drink any tea to warm up and all that stuff. It was crazy, so I know that the vegan diet truly means something. Yeah, so I'm still trying to decipher though. There's a part of me that's thinking to because I'm still Jamaican, I love my curry goat. I love my oxtail, I love my ackee and saltfish, I love those things. I'm not gonna front. And so those are the things I worry about, Popeyes, the fast foods, the Red Lobster. I do love myself a good pancake though, but you can make a good pancake that's vegan though. But still, man, I love myself some IHOP or some Denny's. Let me stop. Either way. The point I'm trying to make though is that I was thinking to maybe, after this, like, go into a situation where throughout the entire week I focus on vegan food, only on fruits and vegetables, and a majority of raw vegetables and juices and what have you. Excuse me. And then Sunday would be I would call it my treat day as opposed to my cheat day. That would be the day that I get to have, it doesn't necessarily have to be meat, but that would be the day that I get to have, my curry goat, the day I get to have my oxtail, whatever it is that I choose to have for that day. But we'll see. I did notice something though, something that I've been saying that I want to speak on for a while. I noticed that most of you, I'm sure, haven't actually watched, videos that I've posted before the water fasting journey, but I am someone who did or does suffer sporadically with depression. And what I've noticed during this fast, is that I've had absolutely no depressive moments at all. Like, I've been happy, I've been content. Of course, I am a Christian, and I've mentioned before, this water fast is not just a physical thing for me. It is a walk and journey and growth in Christ for me as well. So I'm not going to pretend as if the fact that I spend so much more time than usual praying and reading my Bible doesn't have something to do with it. But I do very much so believe that the dietary aspect is a great force as well, because I do also remember, whilst I was on that vegan diet for that month and a half, I do remember just feeling so happy, feeling always just on top of the world. And I believe that had yes, like I said, whilst on that vegan diet, I was always so energetic. I was able to sing, better than, before, and I was just able to do all these many things with such ease. And so, yes, naturally that would, I think, make anyone happy. And so it just all collectively comes together and just makes sense, I think. I will mention though, I had brought up my niece's party for a reason. So for one thing, I think my sister, she and I are 10 years apart. She's 10 years younger than me. And so her friends are all basically her age. And I think my sister tends to forget that even though I'm not necessarily old, 10 years, a 10-year gap is definitely a generation apart. These days I feel like 5 years is a generation apart, the way, the world grows and changes at, such a rapid pace. So a lot of the things that they're into, they be listening to trap and all that stuff. And anyone who knows me knows that I couldn't care. I can't care less for trap. I just can't. It's not for me. I like a good vocal. I love a great vocal. I love a great melody. I love good lyrics. I love lyrics that mean something and actually use words. So, that's just an example of what I mean when I say, we have some worlds apart. We have some gap, some difference between us. But aside from that, though, I don't think that's the major thing. Even though I'm happy and content while on this water fast, subconsciously, I'm still starving my body. And so that, together with only being able to say, like, stand for a certain period of time without feeling tired, without feeling a sense of exertion or whatever, it appears to other people that I am angry or that I'm, just annoyed or something, and I'm really not. It's just literally me just trying to, I remember during, while we were singing happy birthday and whatever, I was just sort of teetering left and right like this, just really just sort of trying to keep myself awake, so to speak, because I really just wanted to go back to my bed and reserve my energy, or, you know, just sit down, you know. And I realized that even some of my comments came off a bit snappy. There was a moment where someone, one of my sister's friends, says to my sister, "Oh, cut a slice of cake for your brother." And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna take the cake and go into the kitchen. That way they don't see me not eat the cake. My sister, so there's this misunderstanding in Christianity where people believe that you're supposed to fast and not tell anybody. No one is supposed to know that you're fasting. But that's not really the case, you know. Just to, I don't mean to throw Christianity at y'all, but, you know, just to put it out there, what it really is that you're not supposed to go out there looking haggard for people to like see that, you know, you're depriving yourself of food so that people can, you know, say what's wrong, and then you have the opportunity to say, oh, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm fasting for the Lord and X, Y, and Z. You know, you're not supposed to go and look for praise for fasting. The praise is not for you, it's for the Lord, you know. And so my sister, I used to think like that too. And, you know, as you fast and you read and you speak to fellow Christians, you begin to learn and realize that's not the case. You know, if that were the case, then churches collectively wouldn't have a congregational fasting, you know, like as they usually do, like at the beginning of a new year and things like that. So either way, my sister's friend tells her, you know, oh, cut a slice for your brother. And so my sister, her thinking that, says, oh, he's dieting, so he's not going to eat it right now. And she turns to me, she goes, oh, you're dieting? But she said it in this sort of way, like, I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, if even if I were dieting, but there's this weird thing. People look at a dude funny if he says he's dieting, you know, almost as if it just sounds too prissy or something. And it's like, nah, dudes have insecurities too. You know, there's plenty of women out there that would never date a thick dude, you know? And so, you know, just as women try to, you know, put themselves together a certain way that makes them happy to attract the kind of man they want, men do the same thing. We put ourselves together a certain way to attract the woman that we want. You know, it's real. Either way though, just the way that her friend kind of looked at me when she said, oh, you're dieting, I unintentionally responded saying, no, I'm not dieting, I'm fasting, it's a difference. But imagine me saying that with the undertone of being hangry, you know, hungry and angry. I didn't, you know, it's like I kind of heard it as it came out, and this girl definitely received it in that manner, and she just kind of goes, oh, I mean, you know, she said, you know, that you were dieting, you know, and it just became this whole awkward moment, and I just diffused it very quickly, and you know, whatever. Point is, I just want to say, I just mentioned this to say that, you know, these are, whilst I don't really necessarily have a lot of physical aspects to speak on today in respect to the water fasting, I am having to mentally ensure that I'm not exuding a bad personality, basically. You know, bad behavior, because it's happened more than once. I haven't really spoken about it the other few times that it happened because those times were kind of mild, so it wasn't really necessary. And people talk about that in a fast. The other thing though is that most other people, when they do water fast, they're not in a situation like I am where I, you know, still have to do, you know, I'm a starving artist, a struggling artist at the moment, so I don't have the privilege of just chilling in the manner that I'd like to, being low key in the manner that I'd like to. I still have to pay my bills and X, Y, and Z. I still have my odd jobs that I do whenever I am not, you know, performing or auditioning and things like that. And I still have to do those things in order to, you know, pay my phone bill and, you know, be able to travel on the subway to get to an audition or this and that and what have you. yeah, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to say, just be prepared. You know, you might have moments where you just become agitated. You know, people or certain things that don't normally annoy you may annoy you, regardless, and you'll catch yourself in that moment thinking, that was weird, because I feel fine, I feel good. Why did I react like that? And just know that it's not you, it's just the situation. You're water fasting. You have you're gonna have like this great mental clarity, and you're gonna feel so amazing, especially on the physical level. Like ailments, you know, inflammation, like I have no inflammation, like I feel great. Your you know, range of motion is going to be completely different, you know, all that stuff. And but you're still denying yourself food. You know, it's unusual for your body, but I still believe that a water fast is something everyone should do at least once, just to feel the benefits. You don't gotta go as long as I did. Like I said, I've done like 3 or 4 water fasts before I did the 21, and I probably still should have, like, you know, jumped from 3 to maybe a 7, and then to 14, then to 21. But like I said before, I am an extremist, and I knew that I wanted to go into the new year as a new Solomon. I wanted to, you know, I jokingly said to my friends the other day that 2019 is the year of skinny Solomon, you know. But now I'm trying to build muscle. I'm trying to change my body. I'm trying to, you know, just be all the things that I am meant to be. Literally, the only thing that really holds me back in my life and in my art is my physical body, you know. Even with auditions, you know, if you're a bigger person, regardless of if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, a large body on stage reads as older, as, you know, late 30s, early 40s, even 50s, at least for casting directors. So it just puts you in this weird place, because your speaking voice might sound as if you're still a teenager. Your face you might have a baby face, but your body reads as such, you know. You look at prime example would be Jennifer Holliday. Her, if you like looked up YouTube videos of her performing at the Tonys or whatever, people forget when she did that when she originated the part of Effie White, she was like 18, 19 years old, you know. But she was basically, well, it kind of worked in her favor, because, you know, at the beginning of Dreamgirls, I think they like enter the show as they're in their teens anyway. But they but she aged throughout the show with ease, because, you know, all they had to do is change the way she dressed. Like literally, that's all they changed. And it's a bit insulting to larger folk, you know, that to say they can't play their age because of their size. But, you know, it's the industry that we are a part of. Dang, I had a lot to say today. My bad, y'all. But I mean, I hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying to let this be more interesting, since there isn't too much to talk about in respect to the physical changes or whatever. I think like week 3 is pretty much just about marching through to the end, you know, and I'm here for it, and we can do it. I can do it. You can do it. If you're watching this and feeling any sense of motivation, please know you can do it. Let me know. I'd love to subscribe and support, and just, you know, let's do this. You know, everyone deserves to experience this, you know, physical awakening, mental awakening, spiritual awakening, and physical change and health and all that good stuff. And I encourage you to do it if you haven't started yet. I'm gonna end here though, so thank you so much for watching, and God bless.